In the realm where reality meets the supernatural, where stories whispered in the dark take on a life of their own, we dive into the mysterious world of urban legends. Join us as we journey through tales that have captivated our imagination, stirred our fears, and lingered in our minds for generations. In this documentary, Whispers of the Shadows, Unraveling Urban Legends, we delve into the truth, the myths, and the chilling origins of 10 of the most spine-tingling urban legends to ever grace the world of folklore. Prepare to be both intrigued and unsettled as we uncover the stories that have been passed down through campfires, shared in hushed tones, and spread through the digital age. These stories, often wrapped in enigma and adorned with a shroud of uncertainty, have shaped our perception of the unknown, cautioning us to tread carefully and question the seemingly ordinary. From the eerie echoes of Bloody Mary and the chilling encounters with the Vanishing Hitchhiker, to the unsettling tales of the babysitter and the man upstairs, and the mysteries behind the kidney heist, we will dissect the narratives that send shivers down our spines. Delve into the heart-pounding tales of the Hook and the petrifying truths behind the choking Doberman. Explore the uncanny occurrences in the licked hand and the unsettling enigma of the clown statue. And journey through the darkness with the killer in the backseat and the murky depths of the alligators in the sewers. We'll explore the psychological underpinnings of these legends, uncovering why they continue to resonate and evolve in our modern world. Are they cautionary tales designed to teach us a lesson? Or do they serve as mirrors reflecting our deepest fears and collective anxieties? As we peel back the layers of mystery, we invite you to join us on this gripping exploration of Whispers of the Shadows, Unraveling Urban Legends. Prepare to confront the darkness that dwells within our imagination and discover the intriguing stories that have both haunted and captivated us throughout time. Bloody Mary is a popular urban legend and folklore ritual that involves summoning a ghostly or supernatural entity named Bloody Mary by chanting her name multiple times while looking into a mirror. The legend has several variations, but the core idea is that if you repeat Bloody Mary a certain number of times, usually 3, while looking into a mirror in a dimly lit room or by candlelight, the spirit of Bloody Mary will appear. The origin of the Bloody Mary legend is not entirely clear, and it has evolved over time through various retellings. Some versions of the legend claim that Bloody Mary is a vengeful spirit of a woman who suffered a tragic or gruesome death. The circumstances of her death might include murder, betrayal, or even the loss of her children. In some versions, she is said to be a witch or a supernatural entity seeking revenge on those who summon her. The ritual of summoning Bloody Mary is often accompanied by specific instructions, such as chanting her name a certain number of times, usually in front of a mirror in a dark or candlelit room. It's believed that after the chant, Bloody Mary's reflection might appear in the mirror, often accompanied by eerie or frightening phenomena. Participants who attempt the ritual are often told not to look directly at the mirror, as the ghostly apparition could be terrifying. The Bloody Mary legend has been a popular subject of children's games and ghost stories for decades. It has been featured in movies, TV shows, and books, and it has also become a part of pop culture. Despite its popularity, there's no credible evidence to suggest that performing the Bloody Mary ritual actually summons a supernatural entity, and the experiences people claim to have during the ritual are likely products of imagination, suggestion, and fear. Overall, Bloody Mary remains a classic example of an urban legend that continues to intrigue and frighten people of all ages. The Hook is a well-known urban legend that has been told in various forms for decades. It typically involves a young couple parked in a secluded area, such as a lover's lane, who are warned about a dangerous escaped criminal with a hook for a hand. The story often goes something like this. A young man and woman are parked in a car in a remote or secluded area. The radio announcer comes on with a breaking news report, warning residents about an escaped convict with a hook for a hand who is believed to be in the vicinity. The couple becomes concerned but decides to stay in the car. They hear strange noises outside the car, including scratching sounds on the roof. Feeling frightened, they decide to leave the area and drive off quickly. When they return home or arrive at a safer location, they discover a hook hanging from the door handle or somewhere on the car. The implication is that the hook-handed criminal was actually outside the car and had tried to attack them. The Hook urban legend often serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of secluded areas and the risks of teenage romance in remote spots. It taps into fears about vulnerability, danger, and the unknown. Variations of the story can include different settings, characters, and details, but the core premise of the hook-handed criminal and the young couple's brush with danger remains consistent. Like many urban legends, the hook story has been passed down through generations and has become a staple of campfire storytelling and spooky folklore. While the story is fictional, it continues to be retold in various forms as a way to entertain and frighten listeners. The Vanishing Hitchhiker is a classic urban legend that revolves around a mysterious hitchhiker who appears to travelers, only to vanish without a trace. This legend has many variations, but the core narrative usually involves the following elements. The encounter. A driver is traveling alone, often at night, when they spot a hitchhiker on the side of the road. The hitchhiker may be dressed in outdated clothing or exhibit some peculiar traits that set them apart. The ride. The driver offers the hitchhiker a ride, and they engage in conversation during the journey. The hitchhiker typically provides an address where they'd like to be dropped off. The disappearance. Upon reaching the specified destination, the driver turns to speak to the hitchhiker, only to discover that they have mysteriously vanished from the car. In some versions, the driver finds an item left behind by the hitchhiker, such as a jacket or a photograph. The revelation. The driver decides to visit the address provided by the hitchhiker, only to learn that the person they encountered matches the description of someone who died in the past. This revelation often leads to the realization that the hitchhiker's appearance was a supernatural encounter. The Vanishing Hitchhiker legend taps into themes of the supernatural, ghostly encounters, and the unknown. It serves as a cautionary tale about helping strangers, as well as a story designed to provoke curiosity and unease. Different versions of the legend may incorporate local landmarks, historical figures, or cultural elements to make the story feel more relevant to the audience. Like many urban legends, the Vanishing Hitchhiker has been told and retold in various forms across different cultures and regions. The tale's enduring popularity showcases its ability to capture the imagination and spark discussions about the mysteries of the unknown. The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs is a chilling urban legend that has been a staple of horror storytelling for many years. The story typically follows this pattern. A young babysitter is hired to watch over children while their parents are out for the evening. The parents leave after giving the babysitter instructions and emergency contact numbers. As the evening progresses, the babysitter receives a series of disturbing phone calls from an unknown caller. In these calls, the caller asks if the babysitter has checked on the children. The babysitter dismisses the calls as pranks, but they become increasingly unnerved. Eventually, the caller reveals more sinister information, such as describing what the babysitter is currently doing or what the children are wearing. This convinces the babysitter that the caller is watching them. After a particularly alarming call, the babysitter decides to call the police. The operator on the other end tells the babysitter to leave the house immediately and wait for the police to arrive. Upon their arrival, the police trace the calls and inform the babysitter that the calls were coming from inside the house. The caller was already in the house, and the police apprehend the intruder, often referred to as the man upstairs. The story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of being alone in a house and the vulnerability of babysitters. It plays on common fears of being watched or stalked and uses suspense and tension to create a sense of unease. Like other urban legends, The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs has been adapted and retold in various ways, with different variations of the story appearing over the years. The legend has also been referenced in movies, TV shows, and other forms of popular culture, contributing to its lasting impact on horror storytelling. The kidney heist is a gruesome urban legend that plays on fears surrounding organ trafficking and medical procedures gone wrong. The legend typically follows a narrative like this. A person goes to a party or a bar and meets a stranger who is charming and friendly. They strike up a conversation and eventually share drinks or food together. As the night goes on, the person begins to feel dizzy, disoriented, and loses consciousness. When they wake up, they find themselves in a bathtub full of ice, and there's a note nearby that says something along the lines of, "Call 911 immediately. You've had one of your kidneys removed. You need medical attention." Panicked, the person realizes that they've fallen victim to a kidney theft, where a criminal has removed one of their kidneys for the illegal organ trade. The legend preys on anxieties about the vulnerability of social situations and the potential dangers of interacting with strangers. It also taps into fears about organ trafficking and the potential for medical procedures to be exploited for criminal purposes. While the kidney heist legend is widely known, there is no credible evidence to support the claim that such incidents have occurred in real life. The story has likely been embellished and spread as a cautionary tale or a way to generate fear and unease. As with many urban legends, it serves as a reminder to be cautious and aware of one's surroundings, but it's important to remember that the story itself is largely fictional. The choking Doberman is an urban legend that revolves around a seemingly miraculous event involving a pet dog and its owner. The legend typically unfolds as follows. A couple owns a Doberman Pinscher, a large and protective breed of dog. One evening, the dog becomes agitated and restless, displaying signs of distress. The dog's behavior escalates, and it begins to choke and gag. The couple becomes alarmed and takes the dog to a veterinarian. Upon examination, the vet makes a shocking discovery. The dog is choking on a human finger. The vet removes the finger from the dog's throat and informs the couple that they should report the incident to the police. Following the vet's advice, the couple contacts the police. An investigation is launched, and it is revealed that the finger belongs to an intruder who had attempted to break into their home. The dog had defended its owners by attacking the intruder and biting off the intruder's finger. The intruder had managed to escape but left behind a piece of evidence in the form of the severed finger. The choking Doberman legend serves as a tale of a loyal and protective pet who takes action to defend its owners. It also taps into fears of home invasion and the unknown dangers that can lurk in the darkness. Like other urban legends, the story often contains elements of surprise, tension, and a twist ending. While the legend makes for an engaging story, it's important to note that its veracity is questionable. Urban legends like the choking Doberman are often spread as cautionary tales or as a way to entertain and intrigue audiences. While they might contain elements of truth, they are usually exaggerated or entirely fictional. The Licked Hand is a spooky urban legend that centers around a creepy and unsettling encounter involving a pet dog. The story typically goes as follows. A person is home alone, either in bed or lying on a couch. They begin to feel uneasy due to a strange sensation, as if someone is watching them. To comfort themselves, they let their arm dangle down from the side of the bed or the couch. The person's pet dog is also present in the room and offers a sense of companionship. As the person tries to relax, they hear a dripping sound coming from the bathroom or another part of the house. They decide to investigate, and before leaving the room, they reach down to let the dog lick their hand as a form of reassurance. Upon returning to the room, the person discovers a horrifying scene. The dog's lifeless body is sprawled out, and a message is scrawled on the floor or wall, typically written in blood. The message reveals that the dripping sound was not a leaky faucet but the sound of the dog's blood dripping from above. The chilling twist is that the dog had sensed a danger or threat in the room and was attempting to protect its owner by licking their hand. The person's trust in the dog's comforting gesture had inadvertently led to their own demise. This urban legend preys on the idea of vulnerability, unexpected danger, and the uncanny. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of being alone and the eerie presence of the unknown. Like many urban legends, the Licked Hand plays on our innate fears and has been passed down through generations as a way to spook and entertain. The clown statue is a popular urban legend that plays on people's fears of the unknown and the uncanny. The story often goes something like this. A babysitter is looking after a family's children while the parents are out. Once the children are in bed, the babysitter relaxes in the living room. In the corner of the room, there's a life-sized clown statue that has always been there. The parents haven't mentioned it, and the babysitter finds it a bit creepy but tries to ignore it. As the evening goes on, the babysitter begins to feel increasingly uneasy. She keeps getting the feeling that the clown statue is watching her or moving when she's not looking. She tries to dismiss the feeling as paranoia, but her anxiety continues to grow. Eventually, the babysitter calls the parents to express her discomfort and ask if she can cover up or remove the clown statue. The parents react with alarm and tell her to get the children and leave the house immediately, without explaining why. Once they're outside, the parents arrive home, and the babysitter explains the situation. The parents reveal the shocking truth. They don't have a clown statue. They've never had one. They urge the babysitter to call the police, and when they investigate, they find that an intruder had been hiding in the house, posing as a statue. This urban legend preys on the fear of being watched, the fear of clowns, and the fear of strangers. It's designed to be unsettling and plays on the idea that something seemingly harmless can turn out to be quite sinister. Like many urban legends, the clown statue often carries a cautionary message about being cautious and aware of your surroundings, especially when in unfamiliar places. The killer in the backseat is a classic urban legend that has been circulated for decades. It plays on the fears of vulnerability and danger while driving alone at night. The story usually unfolds as follows. A person, often a woman, is driving alone at night when they notice a car following closely behind them. Feeling uneasy, they become increasingly nervous and may even speed up to try to lose the car behind them. Eventually, they manage to escape the car and pull into a gas station or a well-lit area. At this point, the person is approached by a stranger, often a gas station attendant or another passerby, who warns them to stay in the car and locks the doors for them. The stranger explains that they saw someone hiding in the backseat of the person's car and were trying to protect them from potential danger. The person is terrified and calls the police, who arrive to find the hidden person, usually armed with a weapon, in the backseat of the car. The implication is that the person was intending to harm the driver and had been pursuing them throughout their journey. This legend taps into the fear of being pursued, the fear of strangers, and the fear of being targeted when alone at night. It's a cautionary tale that suggests you should be cautious of your surroundings, especially when driving alone, and trust your instincts if you feel uncomfortable. While The Killer in the Backseat makes for a gripping story, it's important to note that there's little to no evidence to support the claim that such incidents have occurred in real life. The story likely serves as a cautionary tale and a way to provoke a sense of unease. The Alligators in the Sewers is a persistent urban legend that has been widely circulated for many years. The legend revolves around the idea that alligators, often pets discarded by their owners, have taken up residence in the underground sewer systems of major cities. The story typically goes like this. At some point in the past, someone acquired a baby alligator as a pet. As the alligator grew larger and became more challenging to care for, the owner decided to get rid of it. Instead of finding a proper home for the alligator, they supposedly flushed it down the toilet or released it into the sewer system. Over time, the alligator supposedly adapted to its new environment and managed to survive by feeding on rats and other small creatures that also inhabited the sewers. As the legend goes, these alligators grew to enormous sizes due to their unique living conditions. The legend often adds a level of horror and danger by suggesting that these sewer-dwelling alligators occasionally find their way into the city's plumbing system, potentially emerging from toilets or drains. This creates a sense of fear, especially for those who live in urban areas with extensive sewer systems. While the idea of alligators living in sewers has captured the imagination of many, there is little to no credible evidence to support the claim that such occurrences are widespread or common. The legend is more likely a combination of urban myth and exaggeration, fueled by the fear of the unknown and the mysterious underground world of sewer systems. Nonetheless, the Alligators in the Sewers legend has become a part of popular culture and is often used as a cautionary tale about the consequences of releasing exotic pets into the wild and the potential dangers of urban environments. As we conclude our journey through the enigmatic realm of urban legends, we find ourselves at the crossroads of reality and imagination. The stories we've explored have ignited our curiosity, sparked our fears, and reminded us of the power of storytelling to transcend generations. From the chilling encounters to the cautionary lessons, these urban legends have woven themselves into the tapestry of our culture. They reflect our shared desire to understand the inexplicable and to navigate the shadows that dance at the edges of our perception. As we bid farewell to the tales that have sent shivers down our spines, let us remember that in these stories, we find echoes of our own fears, hopes, and dreams. The legends may be shrouded in mystery, but they are a testament to the enduring power of the human imagination. And so, we close the chapter on Whispers of the Shadows, Unraveling Urban Legends, but the whispers themselves will continue to linger. They'll be retold around campfires, whispered in hushed tones, and shared among friends. As long as there are stories to tell and mysteries to explore, the legends will endure, captivating us anew with each passing generation. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the unknown. Until next time, keep an open mind and a watchful eye, for in the world of urban legends, the shadows always hold more secrets than we could ever imagine.